I keep watching this political madness when it comes to elections, and also when it comes to carrying out their promises. All those people who wear suits and they make the most tempting promises, empty. Let's emphasize on the word empty. Tempting, empty promises that they will do this and this and they will achieve, and all you have to do is give them their vote, and then you give them their vote, and then they do whatever they want. Why? Because they have the next 4 years guaranteed. So, sure, there are ways to remove them from power, but that's quite complicated. So the political system, in my opinion, is designed from the ground up. It's designed to be unfair, to be based on lies. Even if you want to be honest, and I think we have a very engaging listener here who wants to participate in the conversation. So the political system seems to be designed to allow false promises and lies that are being told by the people who want to be voted there. And we keep believing the same lies every time. It's like, yes, we vote somebody who eventually ends up being a terrible person who's ruining that country, and then say, oh, we want him down or we want her down, we're going to put somebody else in to replace them. And then what do? We go back to vote, and we vote again. Somebody who made other promises, beautiful promises, but promises nonetheless empty. Sometimes, yes, they go through, they're not all bad, of course, but the system does not guarantee constructive action which is being promised. All they want is your vote. Once they have your vote, okay, they can also cheat and manufacture votes, or no, that's a whole different topic. So, but it's still part of the flaws of the voting system everywhere. There is also the idea that if you don't exercise your vote, they will steal your vote and they will use it for them. Also a terrible thing. But either way, it's like we, the people, want suffering. It's like we want people who will cheat on us, and we keep doing the same thing. We vote them in, hoping that this time, the first time in human history, we will finally vote somebody that will put the interest of the citizens as a top priority. Some people do that, but it's so difficult there. What I'm going with this is there are solutions. The solution to a crooked and false voting system, the solution is technological. How can we fix this? Well, blockchain is one technological layer that can, and I think eventually will, fix the problem with voting. But also we can start considering applying different methods for people who get elected. For example, instead of having somebody who got elected and then the next 4 years they do whatever they want, we can have every quarter or every few months or even every month, we can have evaluations, right? So you're somebody who is trying to get votes because you're promising you're going to fix the country and all that, or your city, whatever, you want to be a mayor. Well, you write down the promises, you show them to the people, then you put that in writing, you sign it, and you make that a legal document. Now you have to make all those things happen if you get voted, because you made it a legal requirement, right? So then you get voted, You win the votes, you become the political figure that you were hoping to, and now you have to attend and address all the problems that you outline, and you have to fix them all. Otherwise, you will leave the office. Not after 4 years, but quickly. So let's say you promise that you're going to this and that within this amount of time. Every couple of months, there's an evaluation team that comes over here and say, okay, what have you done for the past months? What's the progress on this? What's the progress on that? There's no progress. Okay, that's a bad sign. So we're going to put it in writing that you haven't done any progress in the past month. We're going to come over again next month. If there's no writing, again, if there's no progress, again we do writing. If the third time, after a couple of months, you haven't done anything, then you're removed from your position immediately without the option of ever being allowed to come back. That's it. So we have to bring responsibility to the people who lie to us. That's how we fix this broken system. We have to bring accountability and responsibility, right? But to keep them, to hold them accountable. And that's one way of doing it, to have a continuous evaluation of their progress after they get voted in. And if the progress does not work well, and if they're not doing what they said they were doing, remove right there after a few months. Doesn't matter, somebody else comes in, right? So accountability is what is lacking from many lives, but especially from the political system, and that's what we have to bring. And it's easy to do, and it's simple. It's not going to happen anytime soon, I'm sure, but accountability can fix the broken political system. And transparency, right? Instead of having all these closed door meetings and signing new laws in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping, and having people wake up with having lost more of their freedoms during their sleep, because that's when some crooked politicians decided to write new laws. Instead of doing that, we could have everything within a time frame. Like there is no new law that will be written later than 8 p.m. let's say. So everything should be done while everybody is still awake, so people can check on that. And it has to be done in an open system where politicians propose the new laws, the new rules, the new regulations. Those regulations are being shared with all the citizens in a very visible manner. You can have on your phone something popping up saying, okay, this is the new proposed law, do you accept or not? And then people vote on that as well. Like they would accept a temporary governor role to just vote on potential new laws that the politicians propose. But everybody will be able to see through transparency what all the politicians are doing. Where is the money coming from? Where is the money going? How much is spent on this? How much is spent on that? What decision has been made by each politician? And all of this can be put on blockchain. So as a citizen, you will be able to pick up your technological device and see all the politicians, their bio, their history, all their decisions, all their views, all their actions, which are all being recorded. So then we will know exactly, do we want to keep these people in or do we vote them out? That's it. So accountability and transparency. These two things can completely eradicate this old, ancient, corrupt political system and create a new one, which doesn't even have to be based on trust. It'll be based on actions, verifiable actions, with accountability and transparency. And whoever we voted in, they're not doing a good job, out. Next. Right? So it's not like we're facing a problem that has no solution. It's quite the opposite. We're facing a problem that has immediate, clear, easy and simple solution. but it makes sense why it's not being implemented. I mean, I don't know if there's any institution more corrupt than political institutions. Maybe there are. I mean, competition is pretty high. But politics, man, that's so many decisions in secrecy, closed doors, so many lies, so much lack of accountability. These people, many, not all, but many of the people in the political system are demented. Really, that's the term to describe them. And they do whatever they want, and we just follow along, and we hope that someday we will just vote somebody that's better. And we, citizens, are responsible for all the politicians that are in place and that are doing whatever they want with us. We are responsible. Instead of pointing fingers towards them, we should just acknowledge that we put them there and we allow them to be there. So what's the point of whining about it, right? Either we would take steps to create a better legal but better system that will allow more transparency and accountability for our elected officials, or we don't do anything about it and we keep voting every 4 years hoping that it's going to be better. Our time goes up, we get old, we die, hoping that sometime maybe the next generations will vote a better person, and so on and so on. So we're basically right now, like in the past as well, we've been voting for hope, which is, no, we shouldn't play that game. Voting for hope, that's almost a guaranteed way for disaster and suffering and disappointment and rise of all kinds of monsters that just ravage this world. And all of that happens because citizens allow that to happen through their actions and decisions. So all the people that we see in our political system that we don't like, they are a reflection of us as a collective, of us as a society, because we put in place a system that allows corruption, that encourages corruption, that encourages lies, that encourages the continuous removal of freedom and rights from human beings. We're the one responsible for this. So why blame, a politician because they're so corrupt and demented and insane swamp creature, if we put them there and we allow them to be there? So of course it goes back to introspection and working on ourselves, and then we can reflect that in our political system as well through technological means that already exist and can work flawlessly.